some national news. A day after the Supreme Court criticized the government for not revealing the list of people who have black money stashed away in foreign banks and called it theft of national money, the Prime Minister has told his cabinet that the government's stand on this must be made clear. Now, raising this issue with the first meeting of the rejigged cabinet, the Prime Minister asked the Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee to hold a press meet to make the government's position clear. Now, yesterday, reacting to the Supreme Court's order, the Prime Minister had said that there is no instant solution to bringing back the black money. And the Kerala High Court has come down heavily on all the agencies involved in making arrangements for the Sabrimala pilgrimage. Now, again, in its review of the events surrounding the Friday's stampede near Sabrimala, again, it claimed 102 lives that day. Now, responding to reports and comments coming in from the police, the Temple Board and the Forest Department, the High Court pointed out a crucial lack of coordination between these agencies. Now, the court told the government that if you can't take precautions, stop the pilgrimage through the Pulmedu. Now, this was, of course, the narrow forest area where the stampede took place. Now, the fiasco of the Commonwealth Games doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. Now, at a time when the CBI has questioned those, including the likes of Suresh Kalmadi, of improper financial dealings, comes news that several Australian companies may have to take legal action for non-payment of their dues. Now, many Australian companies that were contracted to provide services for the opening and closing ceremonies say that they have still not been paid. Now, the ongoing investigations into the Commonwealth Games scam means that their calls and requests for payments are going unanswered. Now, the Commonwealth Games reportedly cost a staggering 30,000 crore rupees. And while the External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna faced embarrassment today when his Australian counterpart Kevin Rudd raised this issue of non-payment of dues during a bilateral meeting in Melbourne. Now, the minister assured the Australian counterpart that he would take up this matter on his return to India.
To some agencies in Australia who helped us to successfully hold the Commonwealth Games. It has been brought to my notice that there are outstandings from India's side. As soon as I go back to India, I will take it up with the Ministry of Sports, and I will certainly be the interlocutor on behalf of Australia so that the dues can be settled.
Discuss these matters and we in Australia are comfortable about the Indian government's response about the processes they have in hand. These are complicated by a number of domestic matters in India itself, but these matters are now well in hand with the Indian government.
Now, it was being seen as a big victory for the former Swiss bank and whistleblower Rudolf Elmer as he evaded jail in the breach of a bank secrecy laws case in Zurich, but his elation was short-lived. Elmer was let off by Zurich court on Wednesday with a fine, but only hours later he was arrested in connection with the more recent case for providing WikiLeaks with account details of individuals and firms who he claims were evading taxes. Now, sources claim that he has been kept in isolation since last night. Well, MNP is the buzzword, and we are asking the question, are you being held to ransom by your mobile number? Well, that has come to change now. Enter the age of MNP, or mobile number portability, where you have the freedom to again switch operators and still retain your number. Again, a game changer in the telecom space. Take a look. It is a historic moment. We have demonstrated that the customer is the king.
Words of the Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal post the launch of mobile number portability and usher in the era of true mobility. You can now change between mobile service providers without changing your number. That's MNP for you.
Having a lot of companies coming and providing quite a lot of benefits, definitely I would look into other service providers too. So this helps. Having the same number, that helps me to retain all my contacts.
நல்ல ஸ்கீம் தான் அது. லாஸ்ட் இயரே நான் வந்து நியூஸ் பேப்பர்ஸில் படித்தேன் நான். ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் பிரிட்டி ஈகர் எப்போ வரும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன்.
I don't have to change my number. I can take my number anywhere, and irrespective of the region or wherever I go or cross. So that's a benefit to the end customer.
Meanwhile, fighting to 1. retain and 2. poach customers from other networks, telecom majors are gearing up.
You would start seeing a lot of action across our retail outlets, where you would see a lot of information being disseminated to a customer in terms of how he or she can put in effortlessly And I think the additional benefit would be that we would be launching 3G. As you know, we won the 3G license in Tamil Nadu. I think those would be the benefits of all the customers who put into our brand.
And while Airtel is arming the retail machinery to the teeth, other players are not sitting idle. The Get Idea campaign by Idea and the Everybody's Welcome ad featuring the Pug by Vodafone have managed to strike a chord. In marketing overdrive, even the likes of Tata Docomo are making use of features such as microsites to attract customers. And as telcos brandish their swords, experts predict slashing of tariffs with heightened competition. MNP, they say, is here to stay. In Chennai, with Chandy Thomas and Ashmit Kumar, this is Zoya Thomas for NDTV Hindu.
Well, this is how MNP works. You can start with sending an SMS to 1900, type port, PORT, space your mobile number, and 8-digit unique porting code will be sent to you. This number, along with your mobile number, is maintained with an MNP service provider. Now, you can go to the service provider with a unique porting code, address proof, and of course the application before the stipulated time of expiry. Now, the new operator will request permission for existing operators. Now, after approval, a time and date will be sent to you for the provider when the provider is changed, and this is likely to be between 12 midnight and 5 p.m. And this will be a no service period. Well, time now to take a quick look at how gold and silver prices are doing today. Well, here's one act to remember. A lesson in HR management takes to the skies. More on that when we come back.